Hello YouTube, B3 here, back another kicking action figure review. Today's review is over a figure I wanted for a long time. It is the DC Collectibles Reverse Flash from their The Flash CW television series line. Now these TV figures are dope. Some of them aren't terribly posable, but this guy, pretty posable. I really like him. I'd say he's about as good as the Flash figure, the Season 1 Flash, which I do have, and you will see a size comparison of them later in the review. But yes, Reverse Flash. He was an awesome villain in Season 1. Obviously, he's going to be the arch foe of the Flash throughout the series. He was in Season 2 briefly, and the Season 3 trailer, and etc. But yeah, I got this figure around the time he came out. Just now getting around to reviewing him. Had a lot to review, and I don't have a stable internet connection and all of that other jibber jabber. But yeah, here he is. Reverse Flash. I did mess around with him for a few days to really get a hang of him, see what I liked and disliked. Not a lot of dislike on this guy. I really like this figure. I'll do a comparison of the DC Collectibles version and the Mattel version of this character later in the review as well, right at the end of the size comparisons. But Reverse Flash, awesome villain for an awesome season, an awesome show. Very cool figure. He has a lot of articulation. The head can go side to side like that, side to side like this. It goes up and down as so. You have torso rotation. A little forward and back, you know. If you push it a little harder, it can go a little farther. It's painted all the way into the joint. That's nice. There is a waist swivel as well. That's pretty good. Forward and back on the arms, in and out on the arms. I don't have any fear of paint scratching on this guy, but I do have a lot of fear of paint scratching on the Mattel one. In fact, it scratched almost immediately upon moving it, but this guy's paint hasn't scratched at all. Thought I should just mention that while I'm thinking about it, while I'm articulating. His articulation is kind of rough, though. The arm go all the way out like that, bend up to that point. You have a rotation on the wrists, as well as forward and back on the wrists. So that's nice there. On the legs, you have in and out like that. Forward about that much, back about that much. You can go a little more if you pull it out some. And then you have a thigh swivel. Pretty good. Double knee bend right there. Also pretty good. You know, I love a good double knee bend. A boot swivel up and down on the foot, and also an ankle pivot, which is very nice. Me likey ankle pivot. It's great for running poses. So yeah, you know, that is articulation on the Reverse Flash, about the same as it is on the Season 1 Flash, except the Season 1 Flash, ooh, you hear that thunder? The Season 1 Flash, I don't believe, even had a really much of a waist swivel. He just had a better torso joint. So this guy's torso joint's not as good as the Flash's, but he has a waist swivel. And his head moves a bit better than the regular Flashes, and I could just compare them like that all day, but other than that, you know, they're about the same articulation wise. So it's not just the same body painted yellow, it is a completely different sculpt. So that's nice, because his suit is has a lot of differences, which is very nice. But yeah, detail and paint pretty much perfect. I think it would have been cool if he came with an interchangeable head that had red eyes. But these eyes look good too. They're both looking straight ahead, which is nice, you know. Sometimes, DC Collectibles hasn't had this problem recently, but figures in the past, like the Forever Evil line, eyes would be going different directions and stuff. Like on my Superwoman, paint's pretty clean. I like the fade into black we got going on down here, much better than on the Mattel. Everything about this guy's better than the Mattel. No offense, Mattel, but you're pretty hit or miss. Yeah, see, all painted up on the back, fully painted back here. Very nice, even detailed on the joints there. So yeah, he is he's a pretty damn good looking figure. Raised symbol and everything. So yeah, now about some size comparisons. And here's our reverse flash with some other DC collectibles for our first size comparison. Here on the left, the Season 1 Flash I was blabbering about earlier. So, you know, I think they scale pretty well together. And here on the right, a comic figure, the comic Deathstorm from the Forever Evil line. Yeah, there is a Deathstorm in the show, but I doubt we'll ever get a figure of it. Now that we have those DC collectibles out of the way, how about a different line of DC collectibles? These are from the DC Icons line. Here on the left, Forever Evil Lex Luthor, and on the right, New 52 Forever Evil Black Adam. And they're obviously too short for him, but the Mattel CW TV series Reverse Flash, who I've already reviewed, actually does scale much better with DC Icons. So if you want this same character, same version of him with DC Icons, that one's one that you can get. Now, since I've been mentioning Mattel a lot in this video, I'm going to show them with some Mattel figures. These are Mattel movie and TV figures. Here on the left, the TV series Arrow, also a CW show, of course, you guys knew that. So he's not going to scale well with the CW version. And right here we have Superman in his funeral for a friend's suit, black costume from Man of Steel. Yeah, also not a great scaling. And lastly, I'm going to show with some more Mattel figures. On the left, a comic book figure is the Zero Year Batman from the DC Comics Multiverse line. And here on the right, from the DC Comics Unlimited line, is the Injustice Green Lantern. And of course, I said I would do a comparison of the DC Collectibles and Mattel versions of these figures. Honestly, superior figure right here. Mattel one is much shorter, so I can't, he doesn't fit in with as much stuff. DC Icons, other television figures, and some of the movie figures are all this guy is really going to want to scale with. And he only comes with open hands, like these holding hands, and this guy has a ton of interchangeable hands, which you will see after this. The black on this guy gets scuffed off. This guy doesn't seem to do that. The black's also very uneven. This guy's is much more even. Not 100%. He's a little darker right here than here, but not as big a difference as this one, you see. This one's just more accurate and realistic looking than this one is. You know, it just depends on what your scale is. I wanted one to go with my movie figures, and I have that, and now I have one to go with my show collection also, full show collection. So it's kind of a win-win whichever way you go, but this is the superior figure. Now here's Reverse Flash with some of the alternate hands I promised you. First up we have these just kind of relaxed open hands, and interchanging hands is the big fault I have with this guy. Yeah, I've been praising this figure so far, and I did mention that there was a bit of a complaint, and that complaint is the interchangeability of the hands. Interchanging hands on the Season 1 Flash, very easy. They pop right out, maybe a little too easily. This guy's, they're really tough to get in and out. I didn't even put them in all the way because it feels like they're going to snap on me or not be able to come out. All the interchangeable left hands have his ring that he puts his costume in, and etc., but these are just the open hands. Reverse Flash also comes with a pair of Karate Chop running hands. I didn't really put them in a serious running pose. I just kind of threw it together. But, yeah, these went in much easier and etc. You know, just Karate Chop hands. Once again, ring on the left. Pretty basic. Here's Reverse Flash with holding hands. One on each side. This one's a little looser. This one's a little tighter. They just look slightly different, which is fine. So yeah, that's just two more hands in his arsenal. And lastly, he has this hand, which didn't want to go in all the way either. The running hands went in fine, and the holding hands went in fine, but the loose hands and then this hand didn't. I'm just afraid I don't want to have it in there to break or anything, and it doesn't want to articulate either. I don't know what the problem with this hand is. I'm not entirely sure what this hand is for, because this guy didn't come with instructions, but it might be to hold this last accessory, the Tachyon device, which they try to use in the show to lure him into a trap, but the trap is actually orchestrated by him to steal the device. Pretty good episode, Man in the Yellow Suit, check it out. I don't know, like this might be to hold this, you see, like that or something, I don't know. But this is a pretty cool accessory. It like sits on his chest like that. I'm not going to display him with it because I'm not sure which way it's supposed to go on, honestly. I think it's this way. Pretty positive it's this way. You can sit on him like that, which is pretty cool, I think, honestly. Like, it looks good, but I don't believe he ever wears it while he's running. He just has it charged to the suit when he's not running. But yeah, if you haven't seen The Flash, definitely check out the show. It's on Hulu. It's on freaking Netflix. So check it out. Check it out, guys. But yeah, you know, that's it for accessories. So what are my final thoughts on the DC Collectibles CW TV show Reverse Flash? Well, he's very awesome. I don't have the Captain Cold or Heatwave figures, but he does look better than the Captain Cold and Heatwave figures. I think he goes great with the Flash that we've gotten from the TV show, not the Mattel one, obviously, the DC Collectibles one. And I want to leave it up to you guys whether you want to get this guy or you want to get the Mattel one. I have both. You can check out my review for the Mattel one, which is already up. If you want to decide, but overall I think this guy's the better figure. But if you want one that'll scale well with like your Dark Knight figures from Mattel and stuff like that, or your DC Icons, then the Mattel one might be the one for you, even though I think this is the far superior figure. But yeah, I'm going to keep them both around in my collection. I like to have them both in my collection. So yeah, that's it. Thank you all very much for your support. Please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the links in the description below, Facebook, Twitter, etc. There will be more DC, Power Rangers, Marvel, Kamen Rider, Godzilla, Ultraman, Gamera, Pacific Rim, all kinds of great reviews coming your way. So that's it. Thank you all once again. I'll see you all